Bonjour and welcome back to Wanderlust Reports. Today I'm flying from Paris to Bangkok with KLM, connecting through Amsterdam. The first flight is a quick hop in economy, but the real test will be the long-haul Amsterdam to Bangkok segment in KLM's Premium Economy, which they call Premium Comfort. As usual, I'll take you through the whole experience, seat, cabin, meals, service and comfort, and share my honest impressions along the way. Since this is quite a long video, I've added chapters so you can easily skip ahead to the parts you're most interested in. Checking in at the Air France kiosk is quick, and I promptly receive my luggage tag. And then, even though I'm flying the first leg in economy, I can use the Sky Priority counters to drop off my bag, and then head through security. Everything is running smoothly to start this trip, and in less than 10 minutes, I'm already airside. That's the first interesting benefit of flying premium economy with Air France KLM. You get to skip the potential long lines at check-in and security, so you end up having more time for duty-free shopping. And here at Terminal 2F, the selection of wines is impressive. You can even find some exceptional bottles. Wine or champagne? Terminal 2F is a vast glass-roofed hall filled with natural light, but today it's really crowded. I'm definitely glad I skipped the long security lines. Our Boeing 737 has just arrived. Boarding should start shortly. Once again, Sky Priority gives me quicker access to the plane. There are no premium economy seats on this 737, so it's economy for the first flight. Economy seat means very tight legroom, my knees touching the row ahead. Fortunately, the flight is less than an hour. But even on this short flight, the crew still has time to serve us a drink and a coconut cake. Delicious cake, that is, if you love coconut. The weather forecast had warned me it's gloomy and rainy in Amsterdam. Not ideal for filming out of the plane window. And to top it off, we're parked way out, and the bus will take over 10 minutes to get us to the terminal. Schiphol, here I am! I had purposely scheduled a long layover, 4 hours, so I could do a bit of plane spotting from the airport's open terrace. But not only is it pouring rain, they've also closed the terrace because of it. What a shame. Well, I guess this gives me plenty of time to explore the airport from A to Z. We've arrived near the sea gates in the Schengen area, and the Air France app shows my gate will be in zone F. I'm not sure if you've been to Schiphol airport, but to me it feels like a giant spherical mall. Hundreds of shops lining the interior, and plenty of large windows to do some plane spotting outside. They even have a name for this mall, Holland Boulevard. There's also a large selection of wines and spirits here, yet it's not really the country's specialty. Above the main duty-free shop is a food court with a variety of options. Since I have plenty of time, let's grab a burger and watch the planes. With my stomach nicely full until my first in-flight meal, I continue exploring the terminal. But now I'll have to go through passport control and enter the international zone. Not much difference. The mall just keeps going. You see? I told you! Holland Boulevard. The Man in the Clock is an art installation by Dutch designer Maarten Baas, created in 2016. The man is meticulously painting and erasing the clock's hand on a translucent screen. In fact, it's a 12-hour-long video that gives the illusion of a man working in real time. Schiphol feels endless. Where are the moving walkways? Wait, here they are. At last, here are the F gates. Of course, mine is the farthest. There's a beauty waiting at my gate, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, but sadly, she won't be my ride tonight. Speaking of beauties, the Airbus A350 is another one, even if it's dressed in those dull China Southern colors. Here's the plane that will bring me to Bangkok. PHBVR, nicknamed National Park Gunung Mulu, is a 9-year-old Boeing 777-300 that was delivered to KLM in 2016. It's time to board. Thanks to Sky Priority, I don't have to wait long. And it's still raining in Amsterdam. I'm delighted to show you some raindrops on the window. A quick glimpse of business class, but that's not for me. I'll be sitting just behind it. Here's 12A, my premium comfort seat for the next 11 hours. The premium comfort cabin is laid out in a 242 configuration, which means the seats are noticeably wider than in economy. 13.3-inch screen, roughly 3 hand widths across. Two storage spaces in the seat in front of you. And a generous 97 centimeters or 38 inches pitch. That's 22% more than in economy. There's a footrest, though it won't be of much use to me since my legs are too long. And two power plugs between the two seats in front. After 9 years, a few spots show some wear, but overall, my seat is in excellent condition. The foldable tray table is both large and sturdy. The well-padded headrest is height adjustable and folds into 3 sections. There are 2 windows to enjoy the outside views. KLM provides a noise cancelling headset, though I can't really judge its quality since I use my own. To adjust the recline up to 20 cm compared to 12.5 in economy, you simply press this button. There are also 2 USB ports by your leg. The pillow and blanket are the same than in business class. The pillow is fluffy enough, and I didn't use the blanket. The amenities come in this pouch. Not exactly stylish, but at least it's eco-friendly, or so they claim. Time to check out the menu. My mouth is watering already. Let's try the refreshing towel. Not quite the hot and cold ones you get in business class, but still large enough to properly clean your hands. Yes, it's still raining. It's tricky to get the camera properly focused with all these raindrops on the window. Sorry for that. KLM's safety video has a certain quirky charm. I kind of love it.
The exit may be behind, almost time for the final cabin check. Please make sure that your tray table, backrest and video screen has been stowed away, that the back of your seat is in the upright position, and that your headrest has...
Eventually, only 20 minutes late, we're finally rolling. And here we go. The captain says it's just under 11 hours to Bangkok. Time to explore the in-flight entertainment system. It's so packed, I spent 6 minutes filming it all, but I'll spare you and show you just a 2-minute peek. With more than 200 movies in 13 languages, you're spoiled for choice. There's a lot of TV series too. The music library is just as impressive. There's something for every taste. And if you're in the mood, there are plenty of games to choose from. Kids haven't been forgotten, with a broad selection just for them. All in all, it's one of the most comprehensive IFE systems I've come across. Dinner time, but before that, let's start with the aperitif. This is KLM's own signature cocktail, made with lemon juice, ginger and spirulina. And then comes the special meal designed for premium comfort passengers. One definite plus, real metal cutlery. Plastic is bad for the environment, but I really can't stand those wooden knives and forks you now get in many economy classes. The starter is salmon on creamy potato salad with fresh pea tendrils, horseradish and sweetie drops. Quite a long name for a dish, but a surprisingly good start to the meal. Fresh, tender salmon and those Peruvian peppers add a lovely tangy kick. The potato salad was excellent too, very German in style, which I take as a compliment. If I were my dear colleague the flip-flop traveler, I'd say excellent starter, 9.2 out of 10. Here's my main, beef potato gratin with truffle jus de veau, beans, flageolet and sauteed garlic mushrooms. The name's mouthful and the dish might just be too. The beef is tender, the gratin perfectly creamy, but the beans, just meh. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. The red Shiraz from South Africa does the job, nothing to complain about. And the cheeses are okay too. The cherry on top of this overall excellent meal? A cherry ice cream, a perfect way to finish. I really enjoyed this meal. It's clearly a step above what you'd get on a KLM long-haul flight in economy. While flying over the Black Sea, we're now 7 hours until landing. And I want to see if paying extra for premium economy was really worth it, apart from the meal. You see, even as a frequent flyer, I usually find it very hard to sleep on a plane, at least in economy. Here, the seat is clearly more comfortable, with more space and greater recline. The question is, will I actually manage to get some sleep? Yes! I wake up flying south of Bangladesh, having slept more than 5 hours. Hooray! A personal record for me on a flight. In fact, I was woken up by the sounds of the crew serving breakfast, just in time to enjoy it. And it is enjoyable. Cold and tender chicken slices with creamy brie, accompanied by a spinach and gruyere soufflé, an interesting combo that gives a good start to the day. With some red berries on the side, I enjoyed this breakfast just as much as dinner. Kudos to KLM, their food service in premium comfort is truly top-notch. We're now flying over the flooded central plains of Thailand and will be landing very soon. Even though we took off 20 minutes late, we're landing more than half an hour ahead of the estimated time. Good job, KLM. Interestingly, the plane landing just after us is the Air France A350 from Paris Charles de Gaulle. We flew the same route, but my journey took a little bit longer. But don't worry, Air France, I'll be seeing you soon, and this time in business class. Another French aircraft. This went through from the Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean. Farewell to our Boeing 777. What a lovely flight. I really enjoyed every moment on board. The good news is that our gate is in the main terminal, not the S1 satellite, so getting to customs will be quicker. Last but not least, my luggage made it to Bangkok safe and sound. Premium comfort cost me €940 versus €570 for economy. Is the extra space, the upgraded meals and the sleep worth the €370 difference? Personally, I'd absolutely say yes. This premium comfort flight with KLM truly delivered. The seat pitch and recline are excellent, the IFE screen and content are impressive, and both meals were very enjoyable. I even managed to sleep over 5 hours, a personal first for me on a long-haul flight. My only minor gripe is that the amenity bag feels a bit cheap. Overall, I rate this flight 17.6 out of 20, a fantastic experience that makes premium comfort well worth it.